it is extraordinarily critical that we be able to rely on journalists and news sources to provide us with real, factual information that is factual to the best of their ability. It is critical. And with that in mind, I would like to issue a challenge. And I mean this sincerely, from the bottom of my heart. If you are a fan of the Lunduke Journal, or if you hate the Lunduke Journal, I especially want you to do this if you really don't like the Lunduke Journal. Find instances where in my articles I have published something that is factually incorrect, factual errors, factual inaccuracies. Find it specifically and prove it to me, and I will announce it to the world loudly and happily. I will put it in videos. I will put it in podcasts. I will write articles. I'm not talking about little silent, a little minor update. This article from a year ago, I have a little tiny update where it's no. I'm going to write a brand new article. I'm going to update whatever the original article is with a loud proclamation of I got this wrong, and I will write another article about how much I screwed up, and I will post it on YouTube and Locals and Rumble and Twitter and everywhere. It'll be in the podcast and the articles and everywhere, because it is absolutely critical that people be able to trust that the tech news that they're getting is factual. Now, I'm not talking about opinions. I'm not talking about feelings. I'm not talking about personal persuasions or nothing else. I'm talking about facts, right? So if you go into any of my various articles, let's say, for example, the Red Hat and IBM leaks. This is pretty politically charged, right? There's a ton of articles in here, right? A whole bunch of articles. And in those articles, I include facts with a lot of backing up and source material, a ton of it, more than I dare say any other tech news publication on planet Earth, because come on. But I also provide some opinions, because I have some thoughts on some of these topics. Now, if you disagree with my opinions, that is fine. You can tell me, you can argue with me, you can yell about me on the internet, but that's not what I'm talking about. We all know the difference between facts and opinions. What I'm talking about are the facts. This company said this. These people did this. This was the document published. These were the numbers put out there. This was the money that they brought in. This was the money that they spent, and here's where it went. Facts. If you can prove that facts that I publish are wrong, let me know. Email me, send an email to brian@lunduke.com. If you go to lunduke.com, in fact, there is contact information on this page. This is called Lunduke Journal Link Central. You can see my Twitter account, my LinkedIn profile, my email address. You can see how to get a hold of me on Locals and all over the place. You can also, if you want to just get started, find right at the top of a big list of articles some of the more controversial articles that I've posted. Some of the things that other tech news outlets simply refuse to cover. These tend to be the articles that I get yelled at the most for, right? The Red Hat and IBM leaks, some of the Microsoft leaks, some information related to the Linux Foundation, and on and on and on. And I get yelled at a lot. And people on podcasts and YouTube channels and social media and blogs and whatnot, they're like, oh my gosh, Lunduke's at it again with his misinformation and blah. I have never, not one time, over the last many years, seen an exact example given that made any sense whatsoever. And I'm not saying that I'm just going to ignore. I've ignored someone else's, contradictions of my facts. No. I'm saying that none of them have provided concrete details about facts that I've gotten wrong. They've criticized my opinions because they differed from their opinions. They've criticized my political views because they may differ from their political political views. But those are not facts insofar as we're worried about them with journalism. Opinions are opinions, and those are separate from facts, and everyone knows the difference. Every grown-up knows the difference between the two, and you can tell the difference when you're reading the article. So, go check those articles out. Find errors, and if you find some and you can prove them, because that's important. You can't just say, this is wrong, I don't like it, Lunduke. And then I'm going to go, oh my gosh, I'm going to issue a whole press release and statement. Oh, Joe Schmo doesn't like it. No. You have to prove it. And I'm putting this out there because people regularly are on every different platform yelling, oh my gosh, the Lunduke with his Lunduke Journal getting it wrong. And they never say how I got it wrong. Well, now I'm throwing my gloves down. And I'm saying, darn it, if you're going to say I'm wrong, put up or shut up. Show me how I'm wrong. I will give you credit for correcting me. I will loudly proclaim that I got it wrong, and I will beg forgiveness for getting it wrong, because I don't want to get it wrong. I don't want to get anything wrong. I want to get these facts correct. So I got articles here on, here we go. Here's an article about how 70% of the companies on the Linux Foundation board are GPL violators. And I list all of them. Now, if you disagree with that, such as if you're in the Linux Foundation and you want me to issue a correction, prove me that I'm wrong. Show me the math, show me the numbers, show me where some of the information I got is wrong. Like, for example, if you scroll down here, I have a number of charts here where I talk about specific people and I talk about, where their violations were. And if I'm incorrect on some of it, prove it to me. Or here, I've done a number of articles on Mozilla over the years, and that's gotten a lot of attention. I mean, millions of people have looked at these articles on Mozilla, and those articles cover all sorts of stuff, from their financial records and their annual reports to quotes they make to their IRS statements. I go through all of it. If I get something wrong, maybe my math is wrong, maybe my sources are wrong, maybe I'm just dumb, show me. This is wrong. This specific line on this specific article is factually incorrect because of X, Y, and Z. Here's the source that you need to check it against. And if you can show that to me, I will virtually high five you. I will announce a mea culpa, and I will tell everyone how wrong I was. And then forever, if you hate the Lunduke Journal and me, you get to forever say, ha, 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 I made Lunduke say how wrong he was and how right I was. Doesn't that sound nice? Do it. Do it. Because you know what? As much as I like being right, it's more important that I be right than I appear to be right. Do you know what I'm saying? I want to actually be factually correct. I'm not so worried whether or not you approve of my statement. I'm worried about whether or not the words that I put down on paper are correct, are factual, right? And I work very hard to back them up with ridiculous amounts of screenshots, backed up material, source material. I reach out to companies and individuals on a regular basis for comments and verifications. I work very hard to make sure the information I publish is correct. So double check me, triple check me, hold my feet to the fire, darn it. And let's make sure that this is the gold standard for factual accuracy in tech news and tech journalism. And if I'm wrong, if you find 1,000 things I'm wrong on, man, I've got a lot of mea culpas to make. Let's go and find them. I dare you. No one has yet. All right, that's all I wanted to say. Go to lunduke.com. There's a ton of articles there to get started. There's plenty more too. That's just a small sampling of articles. Articles on computer history, stuff that does get a little bit more political and a little bit more intense, but a whole bunch of it that's just fact after fact after fact after fact. I have an article on here about the first computer programmer not being Ada Lovelace. Think I'm wrong on that? Show me how I'm wrong. Read my article and show me how the facts of my article are incorrect. Give it a shot. Give it a whirl. All right, everybody. I have a good feeling that there's not going to be a whole lot coming in. I hope some of you try, though. I really do. I hope you give it a real hard try, because I want to see where I could have been wrong on any of this. Show me. Show me. I double dog dare ya. All right, everybody. That's it for now. With that, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, nerds and nerdettes across the inner tube, I do declare end broadcast.